Hello, students, and namaste, everyone. I am Dhaval sir, and our today's topic is from your standard 8th semester 2 textbook, chapter number 11, the United Nations. So, we all have heard about the world wars which have taken place in our history, that is, the First World War and the Second World War, right? So, a lot of destruction, a lot of loss of lives had taken place in that world war. So leaders of many countries, right, they were willing that there should be an international organization which can maintain peace and which can sort out or solve the problems occurring between the different nations of the world. So due to that thinking, the United Nation organization was formed. First of all, we had seen that after the World War One, the League of Nations was formed, but due to the failure of League of Nations, right, because it was under the control of the powerful nations, so it was a total failure. It could not stop the powerful nations from attacking the weaker nations, and due to that only the Second World War took place. And in the Second World War also there was a lot of destruction, and due to which there arose a need for peace and brotherhood in the whole nation, whole world, sorry, right? So to maintain peace in the whole world, right, and to solve the problems between the different nations of the world, the United Nations was established. So here is the flag of United Nations, the blue color flag you can see here, right? It is the flag of United Nations, and here one patriotic song is given. So first I'll read out that song. Okay. शांति गीत गाए जा, क्रांति गीत गाए जा, कर रहा तिरंगा अब, ऊंचा सर उठाए जा, रंग धर्म जाति भेद, रहे हैं जग में खेद. Right. So what it is said, Shanti Geet Gayaja. That means Shanti means peace. Kranti, that is reformation, change. Right. Kar raha tiranga ab ucha sar uthaye ja. That means now it is the time to live with proud. Rang dharma jati bhed. That means there was discrimination in the society previously due to color, caste, creed, right? रहे हैं जग में खेद. खेद means differences in the societies were seen due to all these features. बंधनों को तोड़ के एकता को लाए जा. So it is said that remove all the descriptions and try to bring unity, right, in the world. युद्ध की घंटियों घोर छा रही है चारों ओर, शांति की हवाएं बन बदलियां हटाए जा. Okay, that means war type situations are creating in the world. Countries are fighting against each other, right? So it is said that try to bring peace all over the world. विश्व का भविष्य आज नौजवान तेरे हाथ. That means the future of the whole world is in the hands of the youth of all the nations. प्रेम के प्रकाश को विश्व में फैलाए जा. So again it is said that try to spread the peace throughout the world through your efforts, and not the discrimination or the differences. Okay, now we'll start with the explanation of the chapter, that why do we need an international institution, right? In the introduction I already gave you a brief description, but now we'll see the chapter what is given in it. Okay. Massive destruction was caused in most of the countries during the World War One. People of the world wanted peace, right? So that I already said that already two world war have taken place. In the first world war there was a lot of destruction, as well as in the second world war also. So after the World War One, the people had seen so much destruction that they wanted peace. Okay. Historical experiences proved that it was essential to establish an international organization to safeguard peace in the world, unite different countries, Unite means to bring together and promote international cooperation. Okay, so we have seen cooperation, uh, brotherhood in the countries itself, but now there was a need for unity throughout the world, brotherhood throughout the world. Okay, the idea of the international organization was presented by Woodrow Wilson, the then president of USA. The then means at that time, right? When the world wars took place, at that time the president was Woodrow Wilson. Okay, so he gave the suggestion to uh, introduce an international organization which can bring peace throughout the world. As a result, the League of Nations was established in 1920. Right, so First World War took place, right, and immediately after that, the League of Nations was formed, as I informed you earlier, with an objective of maintaining peace and cooperation at an international level. This was the first effort to establish any such international institution, right? So before that, no such institution was there into existence. For certain period of time, League of Nations tried to prevent war between nations by solving the disputes diplomatically. Diplomatically means not on the either side of the country, right? Like a middleman who will try to negotiate and who will try to sort out the problem. Okay, but it failed in protecting weaker nations from being attacked by the stronger nations, and as a result, the Second World War broke out. So that I have already explained you in the introduction. Okay, the World War II was more destructive than the World War One. Atomic bomb was used to massacre a lot of people. Right, massacre means a lot of lakhs and lakhs of people were killed in that war. Okay, almost all the countries of the world were more or less affected by it, and it created havoc in the world. Right, a lot of damage and destruction was caused, as we all know that America had dropped two bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the two cities of Japan, and it had so adverse effect, right, that even today it is believed that many people, right, and many years after the war also, people, that means the birth taking place in those cities, right, the children, they had many deformities. Deformities means some of them did not have eyes, some of them did not have legs, right? So they were born abnormal, okay, due to the atomic effect. Further, formation of United Nations organization. So diplomats across the world, diplomats means, as I said, the people at the international level who were trying to solve the problems between the two countries through negotiations, right? So those people are known as diplomats. So diplomats across the world were determined to free the world from the imminent danger of wars and world wars. So Franklin D. Roosevelt, the then president of USA, put in efforts to establish a world organization, and as a result, on 24th of October 1945, United Nations organization was established in order to sustain peace in the world and promote the welfare of the people. Right, so First World War took place, then League of Nations was formed. As it was a total failure, it could not control the powerful nations to attack on the weaker nations. Again, Second World War took place. Again, more destruction was seen than the First World War, and due to that effect, again there were suggestions, and United Nations organization was formed on 24th October 1945, and the objective was to sustain peace in the world and to promote the welfare of the people, right? It was called United Nations Organization in short, that is UNO, and now it is recognized as the United Nations, that is UN. The UN started with 51 nations as its member, right? So in it, the countries, they sign a treaty, that is an agreement to follow the rules and regulations. Okay, So in the beginning there were 51 nations, okay, and today the number has grown to 193. That means almost all the countries of the world, they have joined the United Nations. Things to know: the tenure of the General Secretary of United Nations is of 5 years. Ban Ki-moon of Korea has been serving as the General Secretary of United Nations since 2007. So there is a change in this presently, students. It is not Ban Ki-moon right now. It is Antonio Guterres. Antonio. Antonio Guterres. Okay. So Antonio Guterres, and he was appointed on 1st January 2017. Okay. So currently he is uh, the General Secretary of United Nations, and he is the ninth General Secretary. Okay, fine. So here it is given: South Sudan of Africa became the 193rd country to join United Nations. The official languages of the United Nations are Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian, and Spanish. Okay, so these are the official languages which are spoken in United Nations. Now we'll see the different objectives of United Nations. That is why United Nations is formed, or why there was a need of United Nations, with what objectives it is formed. Okay, so the objectives of United Nations is as mentioned in its charter. Charter is the agreement or the document, right? As we know that our country has a constitution in which all the rules and regulations of the country is mentioned. In a similar way, United Nation also has its own constitution, which is known as uh, a, which is a written form of rules and regulation, or which is also known as Charter of United Nations. Okay, so we'll see the points mentioned in it. What is the objective of it? That is to maintain international peace and safety, to promote the feeling of friendship among member nations. So if any country who is a part of United Nations, and if there is a dispute between any two countries or any of the member nations of United Nations, then it will try to bring solution for that, and it will try to help those countries to sort out their problem in a peaceful way. Okay, to solve economic means related to money, social means related to the society, cultural and humanity problems at international level. Now, we all know that the whole world is so huge. There are so many countries in the whole world, and United Nations is a single organization, that is at an international organization. So it becomes very difficult for United Nations to look into each and every field, like economic field, social field, cultural, humanity, right? So there are so many different areas where it has to work. So it cannot work means single-handedly. It needs help. So the United Nations, it has different departments or different organs, we must say, right? So there are different organs of United Nations, right, which does the work. For example, for economic related problems, different organ is there. Then for social related problems, cultural related problems, there are different organs. I'll make you see. See here, these are the organs of United Nations, right? There are six different organs which works for different purpose, that we'll see in the later part of the chapter. Okay, fine. So fourth point is to seek cooperation. Cooperation means to live in a united way, to help each other in times of problems. So to seek cooperation, to create a feeling of respect for human rights and the fundamental right to freedom. Now, what used to happen earlier was that the powerful nations, they used to attack the weaker nations. They used to take control of the weaker nations, and the people of those countries were treated as slaves. Their basic freedom was taken away, right? So therefore the fundamental right to freedom is very very important for any country or for any human being on this world. Okay, so these objectives are realized by the six organs of the United Nations. That means, as I said, that this different objectives is very difficult to be fulfilled by United Nations alone. So six different organs are formed, right, under United Nations, which works independently to look after the objective. That means to fulfill the objectives of United Nations, right? So we'll try to see the names of the different organs of United Nations. Okay. So first one is the Secretariat. So it implements the decisions taken by various organs of United Nations. So it looks after uh, the implementation. That means whatever orders or instruction is given by United Nations, whether it is followed by different nations or not. Next is the General Assembly, the organization of countries to discuss and solve the international issues. Okay, so whatever issues or problems are there between different nations, it is solved by the General Assembly, right? The next is Security Council. So it safeguards the international security. It tries to uh, maintain its army. It tries to bring the different countries of the world together by maintaining peace. And if any uh, violation is found in the international safety or security, then it can take action on its own. Next is International Court of Justice. So it solves the disputes among the member nations. Right? There are many international problems like uh, borders, right? There is division of the borders between the different countries, then division of rivers, river water, right? So many problems take place between two different neighboring countries also, and the countries around the world also. So International Court of Justice looks after it. Trusteeship Council, so helps to acquire freedom from foreign rule, right? So if any country is found to be under the control of any other powerful country, then this organ tries to help them out. Okay. Next is Economic and Social Council. So improves the economic and social conditions for the welfare of the people. Right. So it looks after the whole world at different countries, and they try to find out if such countries are socially and economically sound or not, and if any problem is there, then they'll try to uh, help out the people of those countries, and they'll try to improve the health hygiene of those peoples, right? So economic and social conditions for the welfare of the people. So this were the different organs. From here the different organs explanation starts, right? So six different organs and what work they do and how does it function. So in our today's lecture, we'll end our explanation of this chapter over here, and the remaining part of the chapter will carry on or continue in the next lecture. Okay, students. So I thank you everyone for watching my video.